Hey everyone, welcome back. I got distracted from my project. Anna wanted to go play, so I brought out one of the exercise balls we have. It's her exercise ball. She uses it all the time. But she does lots of different stuff. Jumps on top of it sometimes. Sometimes she tries to eat it. Yeah, like that. And normally if I go over there and kick it, she tries to get underneath it. Anyway, wanted to show you guys something else. Sunflowers are doing quite well. There are quite a few here, and our one corn, it's not the biggest in the world, but it's a corn. It's a field corn. We have lots of different little sunflowers here, all by accident. The main reason I started filming is because I wanted to show you guys my next project. We've been cleaning out the shipping container lately and prepping it to get a couple things done in here. The first being electrical. I ran an extension cord in today so I could charge my batteries and run a fan, and also to have a light on. But the eventual plan is to have a little bit of a gaming setup. We put the TV there, and one of our chairs there, and the dog bed's kind of there underneath those black blankets. But the idea is to have this as a space we can use to game in the middle of winter. Now, how am I going to do that in negative weather? Negative 15, negative 20 degree weather? I got this from my grandparents. Thank you, Grandma and Grandpa. But they had in their possession a potbelly stove, a wood stove, and it's actually got a little burner on the top. I've been sanding it up with my drill and a wire brush. You can kind of see the attachment I got going on there, and I have a couple other different discs and things I've been using. But the idea is to sort of sand this up, and I bought some crazy high heat paint. It's good at 2,000 degrees, which should be plenty. But the idea is we're gonna sand this up and paint it, and you can kind of see that's got a really nice look on the bottom here. That's exactly how it came after I sanded it out. But both of the air supplies work to cut off or open air. You can see that. And then both of these drawers, or these openings, work as well, and they're still in quite great shape. This was made, you guys can see that, by Sears Roebuck and Company in Chicago, Illinois. This is a pretty old stove, probably 35, 40 plus, almost 50 years old, I'd bet. And the inside still has the catcher. There's a little plate in there that actually, I don't know what it does, but I've yet to look inside, and I'm just sanding it right now. And then the bottom here, yes, it's got cobwebs in it, but there's not a lot of ash or anything bad. I kind of figure that after I sand it all up and paint everything, then we should have a really good stove. But the patina on it and how it looks right now are actually quite nice. The plan is to take this thing, and it's a pretty big stove. I mean, it's not small, but it'll definitely heat up the shipping container. The hope is to put it right up against the wall here, have the pipe go up to almost the ceiling, not quite, drill a hole out through there, and to come out on the back side next to our wood pile. So inside the shipping container, that pipe would come out right about here. And now looking at that spot, you can kind of see how close it is to the wood pile, but far enough away that it's not going to catch anything on fire just by being out here. And the idea is to then use my seasoned wood that we cut to have fires in there in the middle of winter, and to be able to game or work on my workshop things or whatever else I need to do out here. But in order to do that, we got to sand and paint. The other thing that I love about this, it's got a little stove bit. I mean, the inside's of course ashen because it has been used before, But that goes all the way down into the pot belly itself. But if I ever want to cook or boil water on here or do whatever while I'm out here, I can certainly do that as well. Which honestly, for winter, would be a great thing. I can go grab some snow from outside and make my own boiled water and drink up. Could actually have some really awesome hot cocoa days in here. So, with all the room we made, that's the plan. Right now it's sanding and painting, and hopefully that'll come along quite nicely. The other thing I want to show you guys, I know it's been a while since we've updated on the garden, and not very much else is growing right now. We picked the last of our spaghetti squash. We actually gave them to Maddie's mom, and she'll eat those because she likes those. The only other thing that's growing yet is my onions, and you can see those guys. They still look like big blades of grass, but they're getting to the point where I can start pulling some of the bigger ones and eating them. A lot of these plants, I'm going to try and let some of them go to seed, because it is kind of fun getting random stuff every once in a while. But eventually I will have to till this in and start over again next year. Out of all of our rhubarbs, one last update for you guys. We've got one left, and now that it's pushing into fall here, I doubt we're going to see that grow much more, if at all, next year. We'll probably have to try and go get a full rhubarb plant and plant that next year, and hopefully we can get that to take. Anyway, well, for those of you who watch, I appreciate it. We'll give you more updates on the potbelly stove as they come along. But from Isaac and Anna, signing off.